Hello and welcome to our final live forum for 2023. Can you believe it? We are at episode 51 and we are closing out with the Councillors Update partnership with the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, and we are wrapping up with our final two councillors, Councillors Davis and Watts of the Mapen East and West divisions. If you missed the others, don't worry. There's an entire playlist there. Just search for the playlist with the councillors update, and you'll see all the updates from the different councillors across the divisions in Clarendon, sharing what they have been doing in their their divisions and what they intend to do with your help, of course, because they are representing you as the community and they need your support in order to get things done. So I am Winsome, and it's been a pleasure sharing space here with the different guests on the Serenity Resource Connector. If you've been journeying with us, thank you so much for being a part of the Serenity Resource Connector community. And if you are joining us for the first time, whether live or you're watching the replay, welcome, welcome, welcome. I trust you all had an absolutely amazing Christmas holiday and looking forward to 2024. But before we get there, let's bring on the councillors because we had a question. Welcome, Councillors Watts and Davis. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
The space. All right. Right. So there was a question on Instagram. Someone wanted to know which communities are in Mapen East and Mapen West. So let's take that and then we move into the discussion. All right. And we had someone connecting from 8:20 a.m. sharing that they have to hear this. So at least someone is interested in hearing what's going on in the divisions. Welcome, Councillor Williams. Thank you so much for tuning in. And for all who have connected, thank you for joining. All right, let's start with Mapen West. Councillor Watts, what communities are in your division? You might not be able to name all of them, but like the bordering communities, what communities are in your division?
Season's greetings. In my division, we have Carricktown, Coatis Spring, Longbridge, Sunnyside, Canaanites, Duke Street in Mapen, Anderson Drive, a part of Farm, part of Mount Clear, the entire Mapen down to Tiger Market, Morris Boulevard, Mercliff Place, a part of Glenmore, Woodley, and the entire Carricktown.
Wow, look at that. I would have missed a number of those communities. I usually confuse them with Mapen East. So let's hear the communities in Mapen East. Councillor Davis.
Thank you very much for having me, and thanks for the listeners and the viewers. Well, the division that I represent, the community stretches as far as Boxhaven, you have Mount Clear, Oliver Garden, part of 7th Road, Buzzrock or Effortville to be exact, and I go as far as the Chateau, Junior Crescent, Inglewood, Old and New Paisley, Azat Drive, part of Trenton Road leading down back to the railway bridge, and also areas across the boundary now. This is Shandaspen that leads right to Chateau. So that's some of the major community that is in the division I represent.
Okay, so you're bordering, Mapen East is bordering with Palmer's Cross, Councillor Kelly Williams, there, Joel Williams as well?
No, I bordered with Tanya Lee, I bordered with Councillor Williams, and I also bordered with Councillor Benjamin.
Okay, all right. I'm learning. and Councillor Watts, you're bordering with Mineral Heights, and a part of Councillor Joel Williams' division as well?
Yes.
Which
yes,
other councillor?
Councillor Davis.
Tanya Lee Williams.
Which of
They're
them?
part of Councillor Davis.
Tanya Lee Williams bordered with me.
Yes. All right. I trust that you are all getting it. All right. So for those who did not know who your counselors are, because it's kind of get a little blurry depending on where you are, but there you have it. So include in that section, on that would be the left side of Trenton Road coming from the bridge would be Councillor
Yeah.
Davis, and to the right would be Councillor
Right.
Watts.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
All right. All right. Now that we have established that, let's move into the discussions, because the viewers are here to listen to what you have been doing in your respective divisions. And we're going to start with the hot one, development. Everybody wants to know what's going on in terms of infrastructure. Let's start with Councillor Watts. What's been going on in terms of infrastructure in your division, housing initiative, anything of that sort that's been taking place, Councillor Watt?
Well, the first thing is to tell us that I've seen more gas stations going up in my division, which is a good thing because that would bring job employment. For
In terms of,
infrastructure,
yes.
Guinea tree, Maple, you know it flood out when rains, even 5 or 3 minutes of rain. Every rain, flooding. So the parish council, working along with work agency and the MP to develop a sustainable plan for that part of Maple. So, and each time the rain come, somewhere is there to take the water, either to the Ryomino or through Glenmore straight on to what's that gully? Is Jack's Gully, I believe.
Okay. And some of the viewers might be saying that they've been hearing about this for many years. Any development there as to anything happening in short order that we can look at? Maybe not the major development, but in terms of any improvement to the infrastructure?
Yes, the parish council is pushing and pressuring for that area in Mapen to be developed. Because it's a headache and it's a problem, especially when the rain falls and fall for 2 or 3 days. So we are on the ball with that one.
All right. In
And
terms of,
hopefully, in the coming budget, I wish and hope the work agency, along with my MP, will proceed and push as hard as the parish council is doing to make that part of the development of Mapen better, so that my MP can go down with something comfortable that I know is a dream for him.
all right. I love the passion there. All right, fantastic. So I know that you all have been working on that. Your division takes in a bulk of the business district. And there might be questions as to whether or not, in terms of the road infrastructure, yes, we have roads being fixed around. But when it comes onto the road, like in, say, the plazas, those locations, who is responsible for those roads?
The plazas, those
Yes,
roads is the police council. The main road leading from the roundabout, Mineral Rights roundabout, straight to Jacobot. That's the MP road. All the other turnoff is the parish council road. We have more roads than the MPs in
okay,
any
but
constituency.
even those in the plaza, like Bargain Village and those other plazas, the parish council responsible for those?
Well, on the plaza, that's really for the private owner.
Okay,
But
just
leading
want to
on to
establish that.
leading on to the turnoff of any one of those streets, Fernley, Brian Crescent, Love Lane, anywhere in the town, as long as it's on the it's not on the main, it's a parish council road. But you know, like in the plaza, the owners of the plaza responsible for the plaza along with the parish council assisting to maintain same. But it's really the owners.
All right, just want to make that right. Yeah, just want to make that clear because that question has come up in different settings. All right, in terms of housing, a number of the other councillors would have mentioned that we still have a number of homes that are less than desirable in their divisions. Is that the same in your division where you have housing that's below par?
Yes, yes.
How widespread is that?
You have a couple of communities in Maypen surrounding that need proper housing infrastructure.
Anything being done from the municipal corporation as it relates to that?
Well, to tell you the truth, the corporation don't have that funding for those things. So I will go out the box, like, and I will engage like Food for the Poor, and I'll engage other community business people, especially Costa Shogori, and somewhere that I won't call their names. They will assist me. So for instance, I've bring in around 89 Food for the Poor into 2 communities in Maypen. But that's not enough, because I believe that if you don't uplift the life of the poorer class in Maypen, in Clarendon, the entire Jamaica, then crime will never stop. So education, housing, and job creation, that's one of my main aim. So in doing that, when I enter this 07, most underdevelopment community, you have children up to 18, 19 don't have a birth paper. So that was my first project, to get birth paper for all those needy children who didn't have any. And I'm so glad that JCF come on board and started that program that I've started before even JCF. Because without birth paper, you don't have NIS, you're coming like a aliens in Jamaica.
That's true.
So that was one of my first project to the division.
Yeah. Did you say 89 Food for the Poor houses?
Yes, I've bring some in Quartispen and the others in Canaanites.
That is a whole lot, and you still have a number of others that to take care of.
Because, yes, going around, I see you have right in Maypen town there, you have right beside JPS. I've done that project for those people, and let me tell you, man, I believe the politics. If the politics was to run, that is my belief, and I'm being fair and square. If the politics was to run like how it should run, I feel that more help would have given to the less fortunate to make Jamaica a better place. But it's
outside of that,
the passion that I have for community and to uplift community. Right now, with one party in power, you push and you do everything, and when the other party come, it stops. And that's what happened to me in Maypen, West Division. The struggle is real.
All right, we understand. I think most of us understand the politics of things in every sphere. But you did mention some key areas that you have been focusing on, because the alternative to the politics that exists is to empower the individuals, which is what this platform is really all about in terms of empowerment. So in terms of the economic aspect of things, what are some of the projects that you have been working on in your division to ensure that you help to provide that kind of empowerment for your people?
Well, the first thing I do when I come in, I join up with crime prevention, which is no more. And after crime prevention, you have CSJP. I've bring in a lot of educational training through CSJP, where they have gotten over 150 students getting help, some nurse, some teacher, some doctors. I've done that through CSJP, and then JSIF came in and it helped us with infrastructure, especially into Canaanites. But the funny part of it, you spend so much money on a project, and when government change, that stop. Because that happened in Canaanites, and I put it in every meeting in the parish council, every council meeting for that project to continue. All the year, we're waiting on water commission, and that's it. But knowing the person I am, I will continue to strive for the betterment of my division. I won't give up.
Right. No, you can't give up because the people have elected you to represent them. All right. So let me welcome those who are joining us live. Romeo, you did not miss Councillor Davis. He is in the waiting. We are sharing with Councillor Watts from the Mapen West Division, and you're asking about the clock, and I believe the clock is bordering both. Which of the division the clock falls in?
Mapen West.
Mapen West. All right. So that's all right. So Councillor Watts is the councillor that you're looking for, Romeo. CSJP. Mr. Pusey is asking what happened to CSJP. Are they operating under a different umbrella? Any response for that? What happened with CSJP?
Why? It looked like that died down too.
Okay.
I heard nothing about that. But it's now JSIF, and to me, to be fair and plain and straight, JSIF 2012, JSIF was on the move to uplift the poorer community. But let me tell you, man, for the past 6 years, that's a no-no. So there is JSIF, but I can't boast on JSIF like I used to. So CSJP no more, crime prevention no more, Unite for Change no more. Those are the programs that helped me to uplift many youths, young youth, drop out of school in my division. So now I have to end up turning to Archers. And as I speak about Archers, I got 22 dropout students, both male and female. And I put them on a program with Archers. And let me tell you, that's another sore point, in the division that I represent. I don't know if it is entire Jamaica, but it is one of the hardest things to get the dropout back into school. Because out of the 22 is only 3. After signing up, going through all the exam and ready for the training, they tell you they can't wait. They can't do that. They have to go work at bar, they have to go do masonry. So it's only 3 end up going on that program. So that is also a sore point for me. I don't know what. I know we're gonna get them.
Economic, right, because of the economic, because the reality is, and we have seen it, it's not unique to your division, where they based on their family situation, they are in need of money. so that they can take care of their daily needs. So the whole idea is to get them on a program, and I think the LIFT program sounds like something that can work because they're able to earn while they learn, and that is what's going to move these programs forward, because they want to be earning while they're learning so that they can take care of their family needs. All right, we have a lot to cover. I know you want to share all the different things that's happening and all of that, but we have a lot to cover. Go ahead and ask your questions while we continue the discussion. One area, based on the spread of your division, all the divisions seem to have this unique spread where it moves from one location to the other, and you have your division is one of them that has a large mix of business as well as residential. How do you communicate with the division, the people in your division?
Well, I have a group. I'm in two groups. I have a business group and I have a community group. And then I have PRO on the ground in each community that lobby with me. So that's how I got most of my information, and I send out back information through WhatsApp group and also telephone calls, and visiting people community members face to face.
I've heard they are visiting and all of that. Rome is asking a question here. I hope we can take this. Councillor Davis can answer as well. He's puzzled as to why an individual or organization who wants to use the area at the clock have to go through the municipal corporation and not the councillor who is responsible for the division. Are you able to respond to that?
The parish council is the head of the organization. Just like you have SDC, you don't get up and run it as a one-man band. It's a team where you keep meetings, where the mayor, along with the secretary manager and the councillor, makes the team that run the parish council along with the parish council workers. So as long as it's a parish council project, it has to go through the parish council.
All right.
Where decisions are made.
All right. And being the town center and the municipal corporation is actually responsible for maintaining the space. And there are different committees. Is this one of the those things that goes through the different committees for approval?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Please, if you have not watched the 2022 discussions with the municipal corporation, where this CEO and the mayor shared and the different departments of the municipal corporation, you want to go back and watch that, because it outlines clearly who is responsible for what, the different committees, and what it is that they do. If you need to get approval for different permits or anything of the sort, where exactly you go and which are the other entities that are involved. Because some of these permits don't just go through the municipal corporation, but has to have approval from fire department, police. So it's a group working together, just in case you missed that. All right, here's a somewhat controversial question. Let's take it in stride. How widespread is the intervention with regards to empowerment across the entire division? When you're doing intervention, what are some of the things that you look for in selecting which communities you actually focus on?
That question is from Apen West?
Yes, from Apen West.
Okay. I mostly look for the school dropouts. I mostly look for the community that needs help and guidance. because there are some community which really and truly you have to go into it to really educate those people. They know nothing how to even find NIS for benefit for even their loved one after they passed away. So those are the community which I mainly focus on. Because if you ask majority business people in Maypen, you can choose the one who really know Carla Watts is their councillor. But if you go into the inner community, then everybody can tell you about Carla Watts and the work she have done.
Oh, okay, so I think this is part of the Nerissa. I'll get to your question. Serenity Resource Connector Space. We keep it very serene because we want to get to the heart of the development that is taking place. We also ask you, please, if you have recommendations to help the councillors improve, to do that. All right. It's not about bashing anyone. We want to make sure that we understand what's going on, any challenges that they're having, and how as community we can work together to improve. All right, just to make it clear, that's what this space is all about. All right, empowering each other so that we can move forward as community. All right, thank you so much, Sir Pusey. He's asking if councillors are allowed to set up fundraising activities with communities rather than solely depending on government funding that is already inadequate, because he believes that councillors could be more innovative. What do you say to that, Councillor Watts?
Yes, that's a fact, because 07 coming up to about 2013, it was easy, but now, let me tell you, it's very rough. And I've suggested that to my executive, that we need to go out the box, because people out there are suffering. Some children can't go to school more than 2 days. And most and majority in and around Maypen, bills are small business. So the first thing I think for the coming 2024 that I have to do is to bring in some groups or some business people to train most of the underdeveloped community about money management and how to start a business, start up of a business, and how to manage your business, to gain interest and to move to another level in your business. Because let me tell you, sometimes you help 1 or 2 or 3, and by 3 months the business down, shop lock up, everything down. So the main thing for me, 2024 is school dropouts and to get some business people, even like LASCO group, to come in and train community members and business people about money management.
Okay, thank you for that. Ms. Authors, please share if you have recommendations for other things that can be taking place in Maypen. Please share that as well. There was a consultation done by the Social Development Commission for the Maypen area. I'm not sure if you're a part of that discussion, because a part of local governance is that the community is involved in the process. It's a participatory governance structure, and in encouraging for those who are part of community groups, or if you're not yet a part of community groups, to get involved, because you have a say in what happens, and your councillors are really supposed to be carrying out what it is that you as a community really want to get done. All right, so that's part of the reason why we are having these conversations, so we have a better understanding as to how the structure works, what is being done, and for you to share recommendations on how we can improve what needs to be done, and for you to know your councillors and what the councillors are supposed to be doing, and you can make recommendations and take it from there. All right. So we are at the 30-minute mark. So we are going to make way now for Councillor Davis, Mapen East. Councillor Watts, don't go anywhere. We need to do the wrap up to hear what you have been sharing already, what you plan on doing. But just your final thoughts as we wrap. That's the question. I'm starring that Nerissa authors. That's the wrap-up question that we're going to be asking Councillor Watts. So you can think about it in the meantime, Councillor Watts. What are your future plans for Mapen? That's your vision. That's one of the questions we're closing out with. So let's make way for Councillor Kenneth Davis of the Mapen East Division. Welcome back, Councillor Davis.
Thank you very much, madam, and thanks for having me again. Thanks to the viewers, the listeners.
All right. So let's get right into it. What's been happening in Mapen East as it relates to development, infrastructure, housing, and all those development stuff?
Well, for Mapen East, I always believe in infrastructure, and housing are one of the main concerns. Road rehabilitation is also one of my concerns. As it relates to other infrastructure, large building, well, you don't find much of that within the space of Mapen East, most business places. But for me, the greatest thing about it for me and my concern is road infrastructure, development of housing. Those are some of the burning issues that I wish to see, evaluate over the time, that people can at least see that something is happening within the space.
Okay. Any specifics on what's the situation of the road network outside of what we see in Mapen proper? What's going on up Effortville and those areas?
Well, for me, I can attest that I've done over 20 roads so far within the division. I have about almost 265 parochial roads within my division, and with the help of the Municipal Corporation, I try to do the best I can with limited resources, because we want to do so much, but can only do little because of the resources. So we try to economize, and to probably the amount that you are getting cannot even probably do a road measuring at 600 meters. Probably can do a 300 meters, and then you have to continue. So resources are the problem, and we would really want to see more development. But as I said before, development is one, but the resources is what we really wanted, to continue to develop our community to make it look as good as any other community in and outside of Mapen East.
Okay, and outside of roads, what about lighting, street lights? What's going on?
Street light, that is a major concern. I have at least issued over 20 street lights thus far within the time I spent as a councillor, which is not enough. And we have lobbied to get some street lights, and we were told that it is in the making, but I am really concerned about street light within the space. That is one of the major things that I think we need to look at in the coming future, because there are areas that in need of street light. There are community that they call us every day, and we have reported even some lights that JPS have put up, and they have removed them legally. We try to at least ask them to work with us so that we can make sure that the community that we serve is, they're paying their taxes, and I think they need to have the tax dollar returned to them because they're paying their taxes.
And that's a fair ask. But this is one of the sore areas for all the councillors that have been in this space throughout 2023, in terms of streetlight and the roads, not having enough resources to take care of the roads. I'm hoping and praying that what was promised in terms of more spend where road rehabilitation is concerned, we'll see that manifesting in 2024, so that we can have better roads, not just in the town centers, but in the especially a number of the councillors in the farming divisions have been crying out where that is concerned. All right, because that affects the economic viability in this space, which takes us to that aspect of the division. What's going on economic-wise in Mapen East Division?
Well, economic-wise, a matter of fact, I want to commend SDC and the team that we work with to at least help some of those who small entrepreneur who are really interested in doing business. Late this year, we had advanced some people from within the space and the effort of the community. 20 persons were trained and will be given a grant of $50,000 each to manage their business. They were trained and graduated, and SDC monitor all what they're doing. So in short order, they will be given the opportunity to expand in their business so that they can see a brighter future for themselves and their children. Other agencies come on board and assist us, but Maple East Division are mostly people who are definitely in their own business, you know, they're self-employed, and other people did economically survive by running taxes and other things. But so far, economically, it is good thus far.
Okay, and that includes the young, not just entrepreneurs but others.
Yes, we tend to target all across the board. We don't leave no stone unturned. We make sure that everybody, at the end of the day, each and every one of them are satisfied in the way we treat them and the way we look about them. We don't just run into them when as people wanted them to know that election is coming and we're looking votes. We make sure and they go on and make sure that whatever we can give, and I'm going to repeat again, with limited resources, because if we have the, matter of fact, I might speak on behalf of councillors, if we have the funding, you know, we would do much better. We would cover more street light, we can deal with more roads, more drain, more bushing and all those things. So with the resources, we will do the best that we can.
All right. As it relates to you look at the economic, but environmental, are there environmental concerns? A number of the other divisions mentioned as it relates to waste management. Do you have any of those concerns in your division?
Well, apart from really garbage collection, which we all know that we are probably in that, I think what we need to do more though is in terms of the environment. We need to, though we have done it in several forums, is to educate these people about how they handle their waste, to separate certain waste from certain waste, and that is one of the problems that is causing the environment to, you know, to be toxic. Is the way how you manage your waste and the way how you take care of your surrounding.
So how has your communities been doing in terms of that?
Well, I can attest that the only time that you might find the problem, and I said before, is sometimes the time frame in collecting garbage. But apart from that, they are handling their surroundings so far very well, and I've not seen an area of concern thus far. As I said, apart from you might have people doing some little mini dumps, throwing garbage along the roadside and all that stuff. We try to eliminate that, and those are some of the areas that we have concern about.
All right, let's bring in Sir Pusey's asking, greetings, Sir Davis. Does councillors in rural areas receive the same sum of money as councillors in urban areas?
As far as I'm concerned, for the municipal corporation which I represent, Clarendon, I know all of us have received the same.
So that's a yes, Sir Pusey. Same funding. All right, community engagement. Same question to you. How do you engage with your community members, and what activities do you have in your division?
Well, what I try to do, you know, and again, let me commend SDC again, who have always called on them whenever we are trying to do any upliftment in the community, because we tend not to leave out anyone in the community. We always try to get them involved within their own space. And if I may mention Paisley Housing Scheme, or the community of Paisley, what we try to do now, because they're actually separated, all are new Paisley. What we need to do now is to bind that community together. And the SDC had come in, we have now a little pocket meeting, and we have our little space that we, you know, sometimes our little six-a-side football or stuff like that, just to bring the community together and to make them know that they are the one who will own the community, so they are the one who's supposed to be taking care of it. So we, with the help of SDC and other agencies, we have those things that we always make sure that it is done.
Okay. Because I know you usually have a very active SDC officer in your division. Is that still the case?
It's still the case, madam. Still the case, and I'm really proud of them.
All right. I wish all the councillors could say that. You have a lot of councillors who have not had an officer for the longest while, and I trust that that can change pretty soon.
Well, madam, the thing about it, whenever the agencies come in your area, we don't own the project. We step aside and let them own the project along with the community, and then we will give advice, and then we will give commendation and recommendation. So that's part, but that's why I don't have a problem. I have no problem with any of the agencies, because I allow them to do what they've come to do.
All right. Let's take. You're welcome, Sir Pusey. All right, Nerissa is asking both councillors to ensure that our town is kept clean. Maple need uplifting, nothing is happening. Nerissa, again, what else would you want to see happening? Share, because maybe what you want to see happening, the councillors are not thinking along that line. So if you have suggestions, go ahead and share so that we can get your input. All right, that's what we want to hear. Let's get your input. All right, are there any other questions for Councillor Davis as it relates to his division? We are going to be getting Councillor Watt back on in a little while to hear from her, as well as Councillor Davis, what their visions are for their division. Thank you, Nerissa. She loves this forum. Wish that we had more time. All right. Councillor Davis, take note of that. So when you all go and meet, you can bear that in mind. Because 1 hour is really not enough to actually get the gist of what's going on in the different divisions. But we have sought to ensure that we cover as much as possible to capture. And let's take a look as we bring back on Councillor Watts. She shared her video, so let's highlight what's been going on in her space.
No, man. All right, so that's what Councillor Watts been up to in her division. And a question came in earlier that I mentioned could be a bit controversial, but then it was clarified that Councillor Watts, you made mention repeatedly about Canaanites, and the question was really asking about the other communities in your division as to what's been happening in those areas, since you've been mentioning basically Canaanites. I know that's your baby, but in terms of the other areas, how do you engage with those other communities?
Yes, Madam. As you can see, I lobby for Woodley to get road. I've bringing the school opportunity for some other community. And as I tell you, JPS down by Malade Close, I've written, just as I've gotten those also Cotispen and Canaanites, I've done that in Mapen. And the change of government, which let me tell you, politics is a hell of a thing. The change of government come in and that's wipe out, that's under the table. That was one of my main projects for Mapen. Because right in the middle of the center of the town of Mapen, those houses are dilapidated. When you go around that area, it's bad. Very, very bad. So I have a passion for that and I run up and down and I ask a couple businessmen to come on board with me. And they go ahead and they do their letters and give me and I take it to Food for the Poor. And until now, let me tell you something. Majority of the government agency that I've written to for help for Mapen, they are afraid themselves of the politics. I'm just being plain and straight. They are afraid. It's time now that we move away from those things in the politics and help the unfortunate community who really and truly needs the help. I'm telling you, and it pains my heart. I've done so much. I've got there and I've done a chicken project right through the division. When I'm doing back to school, I do it straight across the division. And as I tell you, I go to the lower income communities to see the life that they are living. And then out of that now, we come in as a team from any one of the community in Mapen. We go and see their needs. And we have people on the ground, community member who call. Well, let me tell you something. I can't boast on SDC. I could have done that once, but not again. The politics need to move away from public sector workers and let Jamaican people enjoy the goodness and fairness of everything across the board.
I can hear your passion, and that is true. Social concerns should be treated as such, social concerns. All right. I'm looking for Romeo's questions. Romeo, I'm seeing some suggestions. I must be missing your question. Suggestion here. He knows that Hart Trust has been doing lots of one-day assessment, and Councillor Morris has been on the ground taking people from the division to be assessed in different areas. Other councillors should do same. All right, and he's also asking that you ensure that follow-up, that I think this is Councillor Davis, that you ensure that follow-ups are done with these participants, as it's easy for them to fall along the way. Right. That is so true, Romeo. They need some hand-holding to get them to that stage where they're able to go through on their own. All right, I facilitated a herbs, spices, and labeling training sponsored by the SDC through their LED SP program so that groups and individuals use it to start a business, something councils can undertake as well. Romeo, sounds like you need to be in some of those meetings to share some of these ideas. Maybe the civic committee meeting, or Councillor Davis can share which of the meetings. Meeting?
The civic is where you can attend.
Right, that you can share some of these ideas. Which area is this? Are you referring to, Romeo? Is that the area beside the tax office? Which area are you referring to? Not clear on that. All right, if you can clarify that. And I trust I got all the questions and the recommendations, because we love taking recommendations in this space so that we can improve on what it is that's already happening. All right. All right. So while you get your thoughts together, let's hear from Councillor Watts. What's your vision for the Mapen West division?
My vision for Mapen West is to see a crime-free Mapen / Clarendon. Education is the key to success. And I believe in education, job creation, housing, security, and health. So when I said education is a learning process. And as long as you learn and educate yourself well, you are there to get a job. And through that job, you get housing for your children to live a better life. So I'm big on education. That's my main aim and my vision. And to see the upliftment of the smaller class of people in Mapen West Division, in Clarendon, and in Jamaica and a whole. Because if you don't uplift the lower class and put them to a standard, then Jamaica will never be free. And Jamaicans will always have to suffer. As 2 weeks ago, coming out of council meeting, I met a female. She has 5 children. She's not from Clarendon, she's not across the bridge. She's from Mapen. She's a working parent along with her husband. And yet still, when I come down that step and meet that female, you know what she tell me? Councillor, Wednesday night is banana. And the banana, water, she eat, your bed. And in the morning, Thursday morning, that she had up and come out because she have to make her 5 children go to school. So her little earning only can maintain her children going to school. I would like to see a Mapen West where every low income community in my division can live either by small business, gaining employment. That is one of my main aim for my division and for 2024, because it pains my heart to see that female and here. And it's today I gave her something and I could see the joy in her face to know that she can have a New Year dinner. That nothing happen. Nothing go so. People must live. That they can. That's why I enter politics, to see people live so they can take care of their family, so they can enjoy the pride and joy of Jamaica. So my aim is to bring job employment. Job employment, bring the training institute into low-income community. Bring it to churches. Bring it to community. And also, I believe in entrepreneurship. And that's my vision for my community. One love.
All right. Councillor Davis, what's your vision for the Mapen East? Yes, I'm getting a division.
Thank you very much. And I heard the passion of my colleague.
Yes.
Well, my vision is to say, is definitely through community development, through education, job creation and infrastructure, and skills training. And I mean, our trust NTA are one of those facilities that can, facilitate these young minds, and also to make sure that these idle hands are kept out of bad things. There are a lot of agencies out there who we are depending on to assist us to make sure that our community, or the space that we represent, the people are better off. I think I've seen people live in some condition, and I think it needs to be changed. And if we are truly the representation to represent people, we must make sure that we are well represented to those people, because many of the times we tend to ignore these people, and they are the ones who at least give us a job. So that's what the vision for my division: more jobs, more community development, more infrastructure, and I said, to let idle hands to find something to do.
All right. Let's take this one. Romeo, the question that we missed earlier, he was asking Councillor Watt, the community that you spoke about that you were trying to get some help for before the government change, if it's the one beside the tax office, the informal community beside the tax office.
No, that's the one beside JPS. That's Malay Close.
Okay.
Off Serenity, behind JPS, where there's a new gas station there now. So behind that gas station, it's Malay Close.
Okay. Miss Authors, please reach out, connect with me so that we can speak. Sharing my WhatsApp number in the comments. Please reach out to me so we can speak. All right. Sir Pusey is asking if councillors are allowed to have accounts set up for their division where residents and foreigners can contribute to aid in development, and do they share their transaction history with the division or public?
I don't think there will be a need for that per se. I think we can do it collectively or individual, because I can speak for myself. I don't want to too involved within the monetary things of it, right? But I will also contribute.
I've done that with some community members that I've helped to go overseas. I've done that, and I've done what they have told me to do, and some of them give back to their community. I've done that. That's how I'm able to, as a councillor, to build a one-room black house along with a bathroom from scratch, straight up. A council don't really have the money to do that. So you have to go overboard, which I have community members who have give back to their community. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because you can go through CDCs and NGOs as well.
Oh, so the funding actually goes to the Community Development Committee and not directly to the council?
Yes.
Right, definitely.
And we also have a good costas. I have a good costas that I can beat my chest and praise, because he believes in community upliftment, so he helped me along the way.
All right.
He's everybody's person. He's everybody's person, man.
All right. What's your response as we wrap? What's your response? I'm going to give each of you an opportunity. 1 minute response. Complacency is getting the better of these councillors.
I don't hear.
Could
you repeat that question?
Complacency is getting the better of councillors. Some councillors have become complacent. What's your response to that? Councillor Watts and then Councillor Davis. What would be your response to that?
Repeat the question, madam.
I said complacency is getting the better of some councillors.
Well, I can't be complacent, because I don't get a division with a platter. So after the day after election, I have to keep working, and right through. And as a community person, and the love and passion that I have for the less fortunate, and coming from, I was born and grown in farm, the community of Sevens Road, and enter Canaanites, which is a violent-prone community. So I have to go all out to look out for every community member. And I'm imploring the businessman of Mapen. This is your councillor, Carla Watts. So I'd like you to come on board to help me to uplift Mapen and make it a better place.
Councillor Davis?
Thank you very much. Well, madam, I can tell you for myself, and I speak for myself. I've been ever get complacent, because what you must remember, that you are given a job to do. And anytime you find that you cannot manage the job, you have to just leave it alone. So for me to be complacent, it will be an insult to the people who have been serving. And no way I will get complacent, because as my colleague said, you don't get nothing on a platter. It is always there for you to do. So I find myself that to be complacent for various reasons. And that's why I think I am where I am today.
All right. Thank you so much for those responses. Sir Pusey is saying that's nice, Councillor Watts. That's good, but it should be more formal. All right. So, Sir Pusey, looking forward to your recommendation as to what can happen to make that more formal. All right. Well, someone's feeling the love from Councillor Watts. She thinks that you have been doing a great job for a councillor, and she believes that you are a worker. All right. But the question I asked as it relates to communication, what I hear happening, since we're at the end of the councillors update, what I hear happening is that because of where your passion lies, the focus tends to be on those that are less fortunate, and so there are others in your division who are not feeling or seeing you. And it happens in a lot of organizations, because those who are able to hold their own get less attention. It's like that child that does well, the parent don't give them enough attention as those that needs the support. And that's the area that we can work together as community so that we can improve on. And my recommendation is that as councillors, you work closer with your community groups so that everyone can feel your presence. All right.
Yes,
thanks for that information.
That's my recommendation for you.
Yes.
As we wrap on 2023, let me thank you all so much. For those of you who have not yet subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. And lady authors, please utilize that number. Connect with me so that we can talk. All right. As we close out 2023, let me wish you the best for the rest of 2023 and a prosperous 2024 as we continue to empower ourselves and those around us. Councillors, keep up the good work and just keep improving, work on the vision, get those on board that needs to come on board to make it happen. Thank you.
More blessings. More blessings.
Thank you much for having me.
Pleasure. Have a fantastic rest of the night, the year, and look forward to seeing you all in 2024, God's willing. Have
Same
a
for
great
you,
night.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Look at it.